What's up, YouTube? This is AJ Flame here. I know it's been a little minute since I've been on, well, since I've recorded anything actually. It's been really difficult with school and everything that I've been having going on. But I am here with you with what you guys asked for. I put out a poll out on Twitter, basically asking if, well, what list I should do next. If I should do my undefeated PK list that I took to locals, which ended up being a case tourney that I didn't even know, or if I should do my pure Despia, or I'll do both. And the most I got, you guys told me to do my undefeated PK list. So here it is, absolutely no changes from from that Thursday. I'll go ahead and have the date. And it was at Sun Valley Gaming. Had a great time in there playing. I always do. I always go there when I can. And so let's just get on with the list. I don't think I'll have to explain any of the cards because I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with what they do by the time I actually post this, since this is what, my third PK profile? Maybe? Third or fourth? I'm not sure. But we're going to start off with the standards. The muscle lineup hasn't really changed that much. Excuse me. We were starting out with 3 Torrent Scales. You know what he is. A great starter, great normal summon. He's an extender, and he sets up and extends, actually. It's extremely nice, and then comes back. You know, triple boots, double cloak, the super rare Greaves, because I pulled him from the tin, and I apologize, no OTS gloves, because it's still like $15, and $15 is a lot for me to spend on a single Yu-Gi-Oh card right now. And yeah, this is the Phantom Knight package, actually extremely standard. Extremely standard for the PK. So that's that one. Alright, and next we have, monster lineup hasn't changed actually. I don't think it did from the last ones. Triple tour guide, 1 Graff, 1 Seer, and then we have our extenders, triple Kagemucha. Kagemucha is amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you draw tour guide Kagemucha, you're set. Even if your tour guide gets impermed or veilered, you're like, okay, cool. Don't care. And then you could go into anything, and it's well, you're gonna go into Cherubini, but it's Kagemucha. It's amazing. What else do I have to say? Nothing really. And just everything. I love the plays. Even if you get messed up, you can still end on something pretty competent, which is amazing. And I do run Terrortop and Taketomborg. These two are amazing too. And theoretically, also, if you do draw Taketomborg, it's not really dead, because most of the time you're going into Levy, and you could just special summon this off a Levy if you didn't already discard it. If you have a card that's more dead than Taketomborg, which is nice because Levy is a win. You just summon it, and it's amazing. And we do run the dangers, Such and Jackalope. Jackalope is amazing, especially top decking it. Even if he gets hit, it's just summon Such from deck actually, and it's so nice. I also did play two others. One was a locals, and then the other was a well, it was today at, well, actually I guess yesterday, since it's 1 in the morning here, which was at actually an anime convention. And I did play this deck in the convention. I went X2 with 5 rounds. Unfortunately, I did not make it with the X2 record because I punted a game. I punted 2 games actually, so it happens. But what can you do? And then we got the Psychic Tracker and the Psychic Wheeler, and then Tracker. I just messed those up. Just free extenders, just same thing with boosts. Pretty much the inherent summons, just you control 3 summon, you control a 3 summon. Same with Taketomborg, so it doesn't activate. So so Wheeler, Tracker, Taketomborg, boots do not activate, which is amazing and so nice. And I believe it is the same with the BAs. They do not activate, and you just have to meet that condition to summon them, since they are considered inherent summons. Just like Cyber Dragon. As long as that condition is met, you can summon it and you're chilling. And now onto the rest. Triple Ash, and then yes, still the Dragoon package. Still the Dragoon package. It's Dragoon. There's not enough said, honestly. Enough said. It's Dragoon. You kind of have to run it for the most part. You have to run it, even though you might run Ref. Now there are changes, but we're getting to the changes soon. Getting to more of the changes. I know Taketomborg and Terrortop were kind of a change, but not really. They're in my list before, but not the other list. But we're going to get to the changes right after my spells. Spells are the same as before. I believe called by 1 E-Tele. I'm not going to put it at 2. It's not worth running it 2 in this build, honestly. 1 Rhoda, 1 Foolish, and then 1 Duster. Yes, main deck Duster. Everybody gives me shit for main deck Duster, but it's main deck Duster. It's amazing. And even if you draw it, if you're not playing against a back row heavy, you could just you could set it for a Cherubini's effect, and it's just a bluff. So people are like, "Oh man, what's he got set there? I don't know if he has. I don't know what else he's running." So, and it's also very, very helpful, and your opponent will mostly try and play around things that's not even there. And even if they do set back, where you just go get main phase, and you can flip this sucker up, take that stuff out, and then boom. And then yes, you did see the ref already with the Dragoon package, just because I wanted to do it in the package instead of with the spells. Alright, now here we get to the new stuff, the new nitty-gritty. Trap lineup is pretty much the same, but some new. With the there's some changes. Alright, and we'll do the changes last actually. So we got triple fog blade, the norm, 1 wing, 1 shade, and then 1 ion. And now we have something that I put in here because I wanted to test it out and see how it works. And I actually love it. Although it does conflict with Shade Brigandine, but I honestly do not care about that. It's just amazing to have in the main and just in this deck in general. And it puts this deck at 44 cards, and I do draw consistently with 44 cards. With the amount of times I've played it over this past week, it's been absolutely insane. The hands I have drawn, especially with 44, you wouldn't think it was that consistent, but I am drawing very consistently with this. And those last 3 cards are the newest edition, Triple Imperm. Ooh, I don't know how many people actually run Imperm in their PK builds, if I'm being completely honest. A friend of mine does not play Imperm. Actually, I think all of the ones I've seen do not run Imperm, which is actually pretty interesting. I think I'm like the only person running Imperm here. But oh my god, Imperm, it's helped me so many times. It's just like I don't have anything but an Imperm, and I'm just like Imperm, and he's like, oh, alrighty, and I just set it and I flip it Imperm. It's absolutely nuts. And you guys know what these do. You know, auto win button, shade, another extender or what, discard outlet, wing. Protection if you draw it. You never want to draw it anyway, but if you do draw it, you can protect. And, you know, banish, revive. I do wing over sword. Like, I did mention that before. I just personally like wing a lot better than sword. Personal opinion, but it is what it is. Some people, most people like sword. I like wing better. And now to the extra, whoopsies. I will tell you a little consideration I do have while doing this, and I'll go ahead and do that when I get to the card that I'm considering on changing out, which I probably will. We have Link's Rusty, obviously. He's on the cover. Cherubini, it's Cherubini, it's nuts. Sending for cost is insane. Just sending any level 3 for cost is just insane, which is godly. And the attack gain, sometimes it comes up, sometimes it comes up. I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes the attack gain does come up in those weird situations where Cherubini is, for some odd situation, on the board still. And we got Dragoon and everybody's favorite enabler, Verte Anaconda. Yeah, there's nothing else to be said, honestly. Appo's amazing. Appo is a goddess, if I'm being completely honest. Even without bear, if you have bear art, no bear art, I don't judge. Appo's the goddess either way. Link Spider for that Nibiru, that pesky Nibiru that never happened to me, because you know I am never punished. I never get punished. Gotta love to see it. Never get Nibiru. No punishment. No punished. And I do run the Draco Future package. Double Leviair, Draco Future, and then Utopic Future. So many people have decided to cut this package for other, excuse me, other, I guess, more favorable lines. Well, I mean, more specifically, access code. And I do run this just because I do not have access code. And I really do like this line a lot, actually. Because it just puts me through it doesn't really put me through so much, but just having it on the board as well, so it forces a non-target removal via your opponent. Well, and Draco Future. Since Draco Future cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, so your opponent has to either banish it or send it. Sorry, excuse me, non-targeted. It can be targeted, but it just can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. So your opponent has to banish it or send it or do whatever it's got to do to get it off the board. And it's amazing. I do still run the Arc Rebellion package as well. A lot of people say this is horrible. I love it. I love it. I'm never cutting it. I don't care. I don't care what everybody says. I'm never cutting this thing. I love it. I love it too much. It's won me so many games, and I'm not cutting it now. Alright, and then after this, we got the double brick sword, because, you know, gotta pop a brick sword to make Raider's Knight, obviously. And then my last is Evil Swarm Nightmare. This is, when I mentioned before, there's a consideration. I'm very in consideration of cutting Evil Swarm Nightmare and putting in a Zeus. Just because, as of right now, if I am using Breaksword's effect to bring back 2 bodies, I'm either going to Raider's Knight or I'm going into a late game Verte, because I wasn't able to make Verte beforehand because my plays were interrupted too much. So, which leaves Evil Swarm Nightmare kind of on the back burner, because when that happens, it's usually very late game or something absolutely tragic happened. And I honestly don't think it's worth running, so I'm honestly most likely gonna replace Evil Swarm Nightmare with a Zeus just so if I go into like Breaksword number 2, attack into something, and it's that game state where, you know, very late game, and I can like barely manage a Breaksword, fighting for resources, so I can go ahead and attack with Breaksword and then just plop a Zeus on there. It would be extremely nice, especially in those matches. So I do think that is what I'm gonna do in this situation specifically. Just because Zeus is a good card. Zeus is a very good card, and I'm not even gonna front and act like it's not. It is. Zeus is amazing, especially not being once per turn or once per chain. So it's just good. This deck is absolutely insane. We're gonna put these right here. And so if you made it this far through the video, I know it's not gonna be, actually this is around, maybe it's gonna be probably around 14 minutes, 15 minutes. So if you made it all the way through here, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, and I apologize for my my little hiatus again. I'm really on and off with this thing because of school and soccer and everything else I'm doing. And so pretty much, have any suggestions for me? I will most likely end up making that Zeus change. Yeah, I'll be making that Zeus change 100%. It's not even a thought anymore. But I will be making that Zeus change. Anything else you like, don't like, let me know in the comments. Any suggestions, questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and give this video a like, share it with your friends. Go ahead and follow my Twitter, because I'm very active on Twitter for some odd reason. I like Twitter. I think Twitter's kind of funny. And I will go ahead and link all my Twitter, and my Twitch down below in the description. Also, along with the list here itself of the cards needed. If you don't want to go ahead and watch the whole video, well, if you're here already, you already watched the whole video. But thank you guys very much, and this is AJ Flame signing off.